What's up, everyone? Kyle and here with Diane today and our new baby girl, Blakely Joe. So we got our three wild boys and we finally got our cute little baby girl. Maybe not, she's scowling. She should be really happy because we just got her policy in force and we maxed it out for this first year. And we wanted to record a quick video describing why we're going to do that. And so number one, our goal is to help her really build tough financial management habits as early in life as possible. You know, Diane, as she grows and enters the real world, we want her to be confident, competent around money. And, you know, I get the opportunity to work with a lot of really amazing women in our business as clients. You're one of them. Obviously, we're married. But you would, I would say, have very tough financial management habits. And I know that's important for you that our kids understand that as well. One of the things that's been really important and helped us with a lot of clarity and confidence around teaching our kids is Gary Keller has this path of money. And you're going to see it right here on the screen. So you really have four options when you're making money. Money comes in to what's called your profit and loss statement, and you spend it, you donate it. That's money that's flowing through your life. And what's left over is called savings. Now, in that green box right there, where you hold money is going to make a remarkably big difference on how wealthy you become and stay. And our goal with her is to teach her all the basic financial principles around spending, donating, and saving, so that hopefully in 5 years of this type of foundational curriculum and content, she's going to be ready to start investing as early in life as possible. But we want to make sure that she's tough financially. And so in that hold category, we're going to keep very little of the savings we have for her in an actual bank account, just short term. Anything short term we're going to leave in the bank and not very much money. And the reason is we want her to what's called maximize the benefits that this little girl deserves. So whatever path she chooses in life, employee, self-employed, business owner, investor, we want her to be tough financially, and she's got to understand a lot of the foundations of money. And so the reason we'd hold money in a lot of it in whole life is because she's going to get these 8 benefits on your screen right here. So she's going to get guarantees, constant compounding of her savings, liquidity, the flexible loan provision, privacy, the cash value monthly growth, so it's actually exciting for her to save because it's working for her all the time. She's going to get a death benefit, and she also gets a really competitive yield. So compare that to the benefits of a checking or savings account, which is another liquid safe asset. The banks are going to give us 2, maybe 3 benefits: liquidity, safety, and some type of yield. So we're going to try to capture that at a regional bank that we really enjoy here in Mesa, and all of her long-term wealth will be stored in whole life insurance. Diane, maybe talk to us like 3 of the big reasons why we would start with her being this young.
So the first reason we like to get them when they're really young is because the underwriting process is super fast and she's healthy. So it was, I think, literally 24, 48 hours we had an approval for her. And then the next one is it's always compounding. So her policy is always growing for her. Every time she goes to sleep, she wakes up and it's growing. And then the last one is the fact that we just have a policy to teach our kids about. So our oldest, he is already talking about his policy all the time, how much he's putting into it, how much he's saving, who he's going to give to. And it's just exciting that we have something for him that he can rely on and learn from.
To the compounding point, you know, she'll live 100 years. And so she's going to have 100 years of compounded growth in that policy, all on a guaranteed basis. And, you know, it also protects her against the unfortunate event of death, but that's something that's going to happen to all of us. So not only is this a wonderful place to maximize the benefits of where she's going to hold money, we also are protecting her life against that catastrophic event. And assuming she lives to age 100, she'll pass on over $6 million to her generation, her heirs, which is part of our family banking strategy and multi-generational wealth transfer. So we get to accomplish all of that by buying and maxing out a whole life insurance contract for this sweet little baby girl. So let's jump over to some numbers and take a look at what's going on there. So what we're looking at right here is a policy we just purchased on our daughter Blakely. And so when it comes to kids policies, you have a few different options on how you can design these. Now, this one, we're putting in very close to $5,000 a year in premium. Now, she can go in as little as about $2,400 for the minimum. That's called the base premium. If we add in the paid up additions rider, which this one has, that's another about $2,500 a year. So the total is very close to $5,000 a year. And you can kind of see here's the premium outlay that she's going to pay in for the next 100 years. We want her to fund this thing as long as possible because it's going to get more efficient every single year. So you can kind of see over here in this blue column, the end of year account value. This is the cash value that she's going to have accessible during that time period. And then over here in purple is the legacy value to her heirs. So we're already creating legacy for the future generations that are not even here yet. And if something that's interesting about this, if you look down here at the bottom, she will have paid in just about $500,000 over the next 100 years. But the account value that she'll have access to will be just under $6 million. And this is why you want to buy policies as early on as you can for your children, because they have the longest amount of time for those policies to compound. And she's going to leave her family, not if, but when she passes away, almost a little over $6 million to her future generations. And this is part of our family banking strategy. This is built into our estate plan. It's our legacy play. So we're going to keep this money rolling for future generations so that our principles and our values are instilled in how we built this, and we can perpetuate that going forward. Now, what I want to show you is a lot of times when people look at these policies, they look at it in almost a worst case scenario. Now, that's a pretty amazing place for her to store and hold her money because she's going to get those 8 benefits that you literally cannot find in any other asset. Now, what I'm going to pull up now is option B, because when we have these policies, they can hold more than what we're scheduled for. So as soon as her policy was enforced, we paid the $4,968 right over here on the left, and then we requested how much additional paid up additions rider can that policy hold this year. And they told us it was $5,600. So we put in an extra $5,600 immediately once that policy was enforced. So the beginning year premium was about $10,568. And what this side-by-side calculator does is it's going to show us the difference in premium down here at the bottom left over that time period is only $5,600 difference in premium. So if we just made one extra paid up additions premium in the first year and then never did anything else, look at the end of year difference, this column right in the middle in blue. It's a $298,000 difference over that 100 years. So one financial decision compounded over her lifetime is going to yield about $300,000 of additional cash value growth inside her policy. The death benefit also goes up by over $318,000 over that time period. Now, that was 1 year that we added in extra cash value to this policy in the form of additional paid up additions rider. And so this is why when you meet people who've owned whole life for 5, 10, or 15 years, what they all tell you is, I try to maximize as much premium as I can put in every single year because every time you do, these numbers change and they compound in your favor. And so our goal as parents is to help her build those tough money habits for kids so that not if, but when she starts working, she knows this is the place to store it. When she has extra cash lying around, she's going to know she wants to pay it in the form of additional premium inside this policy so that every year we can be maxing out that $5,600. So this is one of the most remarkably tough assets you can position at the foundation for your children to prepare them for all of life's events, but also to prepare them for massive, massive opportunity during their lifetime.